Hey y'all, my name is Taylor. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So today I'm going to be talking about some books that I recently acquired. I'm going to share those with you. Got them from various different means. I apologize in advance. There will be several clips put together because I'm trying to get these books put up on my shelves. So in order to do that, I have to film as I go type of thing. And then I do have some books coming tomorrow, hopefully, if Amazon is telling me the truth. So apologize for that, but here we go. So the first few books I have to talk about I got because my work gives a gift card for the holidays. So I use that to purchase these books. So the first one I've already read. This one is Regency and Regicide by J.J. Fisher. And this one has a really cool cover. I love the cover. I was drawn to it because of its cover. I didn't really know what it was about. I do love Regency era stuff. But this is about a girl named Diana, and she is an aspiring author during the Regency era. She goes to sleep and wakes up in her novel, basically. And then the guy that she's been in love with for forever, he also ends up somehow in her world as well. So it is them trying to survive in her world, and them coming to terms with their feelings for each other, that type of thing. I will be talking more about this later on in my recent reads video, which hopefully I can get out before I give birth. But if not, I'll talk about it after that. So yeah, I liked it, but it was a little slightly disappointing to me, but I'll talk more about that later. The next set of books I got is a series, and it is the Stolen Kingdom series by Bethany Atazadeh. Book 1 is The Stolen Kingdom, which is an Aladdin retelling. Book 2 is The Genie Key, and it is a Little Mermaid retelling. They didn't have book 3, but I ordered it. It should be coming tomorrow, so I'll show you that one. I don't know why they had book 3 and they had the rest of the series, so that didn't make any sense. But anyways, book 4 was The Enchanted Crown by Bethany Atazadeh again. And this one, I'm not quite sure which retelling. It's a loose retelling of Sleeping Beauty. So I didn't know that. So, and I guess I should mention the gift card was to bookshop.org. So that's why it was not like Amazon where they had to have everything. So they missed book 3. So I got that, and it should be coming tomorrow. I've heard really good things about that series, so I'm excited to get to it eventually. Let's see. I finally found, I feel like with thrifting lately, I've only been able to find books for my kids and nothing for me. It used to be like, a few months ago, I would find a lot of great books for me as well, but now I'm hardly ever finding anything. So I was excited to finally find something for myself. But I got Gods and Kings by Lynn Austin. This one is, I think it's a biblical retelling. I'm not quite sure. I don't really know much about it, other than I have read Lynn Austin before and I really enjoyed her writing. It is book 1 in the Chronicles of the Kings series. I've heard some really good things about it. Heard people really enjoyed it, but I don't really know much about it, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay going in kind of blind. I will have everything linked in the description box if my description of the books is not sufficient, so you can check them out that way. The next books I have to talk about are books that I got for my birthday. First one is Pride and Prejudice, the OG love story. I love this story. I collect different versions of Pride and Prejudice. My collection is pretty small, but it's slowly growing, and my family knows that I do that, so that's one of the books they got me. But isn't it so pretty? And the interior is illustrated, so it has like pictures of different florals in it, and it is also one that has like the little stuff that makes it more interactive, like the letters and things. I don't know what this is. Oh, look, that's music. So, and Mr. Darcy's letter is in here somewhere. I think. I believe that's it. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm really excited to read this version in the future. And the other book they got me was a literary holiday cookbook by Allison Walsh. And this one is 85 recipes for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year. Festive meals for the Snow Queen, Gandalf, Sherlock, Scrooge, and book lovers everywhere. So it is literary and food, say less. I love this type of stuff. I don't quite know what everything is from, but there's like mini pork pies from Bomber, something. There's a quote from Bomber. I'm not quite sure. Ooh, and it looks like this is from The Hobbit. And then let's see, maple candy. I don't know. 100 Acre Celebration, Winnie the Pooh. So there's like a whole menu for Winnie the Pooh. So I am looking forward to looking into all that. I mean, there's even one for like Dracula. I think they are, yeah, they're separated by season, so that does make sense. A Mad New Year's Party, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So I'm sure that will be super fun to get into and make some of that stuff in the future. So yay. All right, so the last book I have for this clip is actually, I won a giveaway. So excited. It's because it's from one of my favorite authors ever. She was having a like a followers giveaway. So it was Mary Meckham. I've also heard her name say Meckham. I'm not quite sure how to say her name. I should really look into that. She's one of my favorite authors. I should know how to say her name, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But she did a giveaway where you could win your pick out of her books, and I chose Betraying Korth, and this is the third book in her Legends of Neverland series. I have read both. Book 1 is Becoming Hook. Book 2 is Hunting Sirens. I love both of those. I have not read this one yet, so I'm very glad to add it to my collection free of charge. But I also wanted to mention that she sent me a little extra goodie as well that I wasn't expecting, so that was really, really sweet of her. She sent me a little charm bracelet, and it is, I believe it's a Once Upon a Time charm bracelet, because there's different charms from that TV show, which is perfect anyway, because they're all fairy tale themed. So I did watch that show back in the day. I stopped at a certain point, but I did enjoy it at that time. I may rewatch it later, I'm not sure, but yeah, I love it because it's fairy tale themed anyway. And then I did want to mention, I know this is a little maybe geeky of me, I guess, but I really appreciated the packaging that she sent it in. Like, look at this. Isn't this like, this is where it was closed, but isn't this the coolest bubble mailer you've ever seen? I was like, that is just perfection. I love that. So I just thought I'd mention that. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I saw it in my mailbox. I'm like, oh, it's a fairy tale package. So yeah, I just thank you, Mary, for sending that to me. I'm hoping to get to that book pretty soon. And yeah, see you in the next clip. Hello, it is a new day, so I have a new stack of books to share with you. So I'm going to start off with some nonfiction books that I got, and then Amazon came through like they said they would, so I got my package, and I will share those with you as well. So I actually got these next few nonfiction books. They're all Christian nonfiction. I got them as a result of a giveaway that Devoted Motherhood on Instagram put on. It was for a $100 christianbook.com gift card. So I actually won that. So if you are ever hesitant about entering into giveaways on Instagram that look legit, of course, don't hesitate, because you may win. And I was like, oh my gosh, I actually won that. I can't believe I won that. It was $100. Like, I'm floored. So yay, I got a good stack of books from that gift card. A lot of these were recommendations from her Instagram. So I'm excited to share them with y'all. I will read the backs on these because like I said, I'm vaguely familiar with them, but not super duper. So anyways, the first one is 31 Ways to Show Him What Love Is. 1 Month to a More Life-Giving Relationship by Alyssa Bethke. So for wives who want to strengthen and deepen their marriage relationship, this book offers creative ways to connect with and encourage their husbands. Topics include serving each other, offering forgiveness, laughing together, praying for each other, affirming each other through words, and even making food connections. So, thought that would be helpful. Can never work too hard on your marriage, right? And then the next one I have is Gospel Mom by Emily A. Jensen and Laura Whiffler. They are the authors of Risen Motherhood, which I do own, and I had started to read last year, and it was good. It's just my brain just has a hard time with nonfiction because it requires more focus and trying to sink in the information. So I did not finish it. It is on my list to finish at one point, but I did also I saw this book and I was like, well, I know they're good writers and they have a good podcast. So, I went ahead and bought it. It's so pretty. Like, look at the florals in the letters, but it is how to make biblical decisions and discover the mom God created you to be. This one is discover who God made you to be, a woman who experiences renewal by Christ's righteousness, knows her mission and purpose, and lives free from guilt and unhealthy. Next book I have is one I have seen a lot on Instagram. She has an Instagram account and she has a lot of good content that I've seen, so hopefully her book is good too. But that is M is for Mama by Abby Halberstadt. Not sure if that's how you say it, but she is a Bible-believing mother of 10. Girl, I admire anybody who has more kids than I have. I'm like, how do you do it? Share your wisdom with me because I feel like I'm struggling. But anyways, so that's why I bought her book. So this is the narrative around motherhood today can be a real downer. Instead of rallying to uplift each other or rejoicing in what God has done in our lives, moms often connect over memes about how kids are the worst. The author believes that Christ has so much more to offer you and your family than the empty validation of fist bumps for surviving in another day that worldly culture brings to the table. Abby offers advice, encouragement, and scripturally sound strategies seasoned with humor and grace to help you embrace the challenges and see the rewards of Christ-like motherhood. What mom doesn't need this, right? So I also got the workbook that goes with the actual book. So they are a set. And this is a very nice workbook. It's like hardcover. Obviously supposed to go along with the book, but it is pretty inside. I love a good workbook, y'all. It makes me anything that I have to write down and like focus and like I'm in school, like I can't get enough of it. I love Bible journaling because of that. Don't have much time for it right now, but I do. That is one of my hobbies, is like studying the Bible journaling, that type of thing. So I am excited to use that combination at some point. Next up, I have Homeschool Basics, How to Get Started, Keep Motivated, and Bring Out the Best in Your Kids by Tricia Goyer and Christy Clover. So my kids right now, I have an almost 2-year-old and a baby about to be imminently born. So they are not homeschool age just yet, but that is a dream of mine, is to homeschool my kids. I really, really, really hope and pray that I can do that whenever we can. Just our home situation, it might be a little bit later, but at some point I do hope to homeschool. And I was not homeschooled. I don't know anybody who was homeschooled personally. So I know next to nothing about it. I've heard on social media how people really enjoyed it. Either they were a homeschool kid themselves or, they're currently homeschooling their kids. And I have heard nothing but great things about it. So I have high expectations. I hope I can do it, but I know nothing. So I'm hoping that this will help me prepare whenever the time comes. I have another marriage book. So this one is Love That Lasts by Jefferson and Alyssa Bethke. So she wrote one of the other books I just mentioned, but this is a husband and wife duo wrote this one. So the back says, too many of us learn about love and sexuality from sources that distort our perspective. warp our hearts and damage our relationships. Jefferson and Alyssa certainly did. From Jeff's prodigal son personal story and Alyssa's true love weight experience, the Bethkes entered adulthood only to discover that they'd been duped. And from hard experience and study of scripture, they found a better way. Blending personal storytelling with biblical teaching, this book is an utterly real, paradigm-shifting, new vision of love, dating, marriage, and sex. So, curious to see what they say. The last book I got out of this batch is Parenting, 14 Gospel Principles That Can Radically Change Your Family by Paul David Tripp. This is definitely one of the ones that Devoted Motherhood mentioned, because I had never heard of this book. So I was like, well, she put together this giveaway. I'm going to check out one of the books she recommended. The inside cover says, the goal of parenting is profoundly more than exercising your authority to get your children to obey, be polite, and achieve cultural success. It's understandable to want such a blueprint, but when you view your role through the lens of Scripture, you will discover that the gospel has a bigger and better goal. So, yeah, the terrible twos are hitting right now. I'm gonna need some help. I'm just kidding. My child is wonderful. She does have her moments that are challenging, but she is still super duper sweet. So I just need help getting through the rough patches. So anyways, I do have one more book that I did order from Christian Book that has been back ordered, and I think it's until like the end of February. I don't even remember what it is, so whenever it shows up, it's just going to be like Christmas, because I'm like, oh, I forgot all about that book. So I'm okay with that. I don't need it right now. It's not like I'm going to read it anytime soon. And then I have another nonfiction book I wanted to share that I picked up at a thrift store, just completely by accident. Ran across it. And it is Daily Life at the Time of Jesus by Miriam Feinberg Vamos. And it has like lots of pictures and maps and diagrams and things, and I just thought that this would be very cool. It does have like a satellite map of the Holy Land, and I just thought it would be like just, something helpful to bring context to the Bible. Alrighty then. So the next batch of books that I got was from Amazon. I had a couple of gift cards that I got for my birthday, so of course I bought books. Well, actually the first thing I got is a bookish thing, and I got this book sleeve, and it has a zipper at the top, and then there's a pocket in the front. It is a little bit bigger than I was hoping, but I'd rather it be too big than too small, and the pattern's really cute. So whenever I'm out and about, I just want to protect my books. I haven't ever had a book sleeve before, and I've been wanting to get one for forever, and that one was like $8. So I was like, well, even if it's not the right size, it'll do. And then the next book that I got is The Cursed Hunter by Bethany Atazadeh. This is the book that I mentioned that on the other site they didn't have for some reason, so I ordered it. So now I have the complete series. Book 3, it is... Can you guess what it is? Beauty and the Beast. Like, this is my favorite cover, my favorite fairy tale retelling type story. Well, maybe tied with Little Mermaid, but one of my favorites, and I am excited to get to this series. Cannot wait. Next book I got is a sequel. So this is The Locket's Revenge by Ellie Richmond, and I'm currently reading The Mermaid's Tale, which is book 1. And as I was reading it, I was like, I'm gonna need book 2. So just so happens that I was purchasing books for this gift card, like the perfect opportunity to buy book 2. So book 1 is about this young mermaid who is this descendant of what you would probably consider the Little Mermaid, but in this story, the Little Mermaid, she did not follow through on her bargain with the Sea Enchantress. She was supposed to basically bottle up her voice in this locket and drop it into the ocean to the Sea Enchantress, and then she gets her man, So she never did, and so the Sea Enchantress took revenge by cursing her line, her descendants. And so she is one of the descendants, and I'm reading the book and I can't even remember her name. Lachlan, that's her name. Sheesh. Um, so Lachlan has legs. She was born with legs. So these people, these mer people who have legs are like severely social outcasts. Like she's like barely scraping by, bullied, made fun of, threatened, that type of thing. So her niece is then born with legs as well, and she doesn't want that future for her. She's in danger, even as a baby. And so she is on a mission to rectify that. I'll just say that. I don't want to get too much into spoilers. I think the less you know, the better, because it's really twisty in that book as far as plot twist goes. But I will let you know my thoughts in more detail in a recent reads video upcoming. But know that I liked it enough to purchase book 2. So, and also, like, I would just own it for just the covers. Like, they're so gorgeous. They're some of the most prettiest books that I own. So, yay, I have both of those now. I think it's just a duology. I think someone told me that. So, I'm excited to own the whole set. And then, last book I got book 3 in the Nightingale trilogy. This is Memoria by J.J. Fisher. Book 1 is Caller, and I think book 2 is Lumen. I'm looking behind me because they're right there. I have not read the series yet, but all of my friends who read this type of book that have read it have raved about it. So I'm fairly certain I'll probably like it. So I went ahead and committed to the full trilogy, and I'm looking forward to it. It is Christian fantasy. I don't really know what they're about. I'm just kind of trusting my friends. But like I said, if you want to know more, I will link the description or the links to all of these books in the description box. That's how I say that. Words are difficult. Yeah, so those are all the books that I purchased. Let me know if you have read any of these, if I should prioritize any of them. Yeah, I'm excited to put these on my shelves now and get them out of the way. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.